robot is really the emotional part of our story. But one of the interesting things about the story is that they become friends because Will shows empathy for this being, this creature, this mysterious force early on. So their relationship is rooted in Will's essential goodness and kindness.
There are a lot of mysteries around how our robot came to be and what its capabilities are, and there are times when some of our characters wonder whether it's safe to be alone with the robot. But Will sees the goodness in him, and they have a very special bond, and the adventures they go on are at the core of our new series.
The robot is a protector, it's a friend, it's a brother, but it's also, in a sense, a child, because it's learning how to be a human.
This isn't weird. This isn't weird at all.
The important thing about the robot is that he's not a thing, that there's a real personality that emerges from within it.
A little later, this is using the phone number to see what's the
When we were designing the robot, it had to be a number of different things. It had to be intimidating, but it also had to have a soul. It had to have something that you could connect to and be afraid of. And how do you do that? How do you create that?
So what you saw in the ZBrush model that was all very just smooth, Don has gone in and put all these designs in so that it gives the illusion of layers, just layers upon layers of stuff.
So we assembled some of the greatest creature and mechanical designers that have been doing all the big movies that you've been seeing have come together to create our robot.
The important thing to keep in mind with all of these designs also is just that it needs to be a thing that doesn't terrify a boy. So
Right.
it always needs to be a thing that when we look at the end of the day gives you that same kind of feeling of oh, I can connect with that versus I'm scared of that.
Designing the robot was a big challenge for us because the original B9 robot from Lost in Space is one of the most iconic robots of all time. So finding our own version that both honored the original but served our story purposes was a real challenge for us. One of the things that we felt was important was to have something that tied the two together. And for our robot, it's its face.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger!
The original robot, its head was this wonderful glass globe with lights inside of it. And that's the face of our robot too. Our robot's face, it has this incredible swirling universe of light within it that show us its emotions and its thinking, and it's also very mysterious at the same time.
Is there a way that it could feel like the images aren't here on the outside? Could you do an effect where that whole rounded thing was, in a sense, transparent, and the imagery that would have been on the outside of the screen is just in there, floating on the inside? He's in there. He's in there.
I love it. I love
He's
it.
in there.
Oh, I love that. I think we'll refine this a little bit more. That'd be great.
Well, so how will this code as organic material? Oh, look, there's an alien inside of a suit, or will it code as mechanics?
I think it's a code as mechanics. And we're thinking about this, we're talking about maybe putting a light underneath here that's shining that, highlighting all of this detail in the suit, which will also increase the depth. Does that make sense?
The robot is not just a companion who kind of comes in from the outside of the show. Yeah! He's actually a huge element in the very origin of the story itself.
The robot being of alien design and alien technology, which makes him extraordinarily unpredictable. You don't know what his powers are, and you don't know what his agenda is. And even his friendship with Will, can you trust it? You don't know.
We have a lot of characters, and they all have their own arcs and stories, but the story of Will and the Robot is really the one that's going to be the through line through as many episodes as they'll let us make.
Friends, Will Robinson.
Yeah.